Dear friends, now in this video we are going to discuss about need of electronic controls. Up till now we have discussed everything about the IC engine. We started with the introduction things about the IC engine where we discussed the different elements and its function in the case of IC engine itself. Crankshaft, piston, cylinder, wall mechanism, what are the different purposes of it, how its construction, everything we have covered. Then after we discuss the fuel systems for SI engine, in that case we have discussed about the carburetor and other associated things. So in the case of that fuel system for CI engine, we have discussed about the injector and injector systems in the case of diesel engine. So after that we have discussed the supercharger kind of a thing. Then we discussed the different cooling system, lubrication system, everything we have covered. Then after we have discussed the different testing required, performance enhancements required, so many things we have discussed. Now these things are very much important when we are going to use this particular very interesting and new thing in the engine, and that is nothing but called as a electronic control and engine management system. So the conventional engine, just like suction, compression, expansion, exhaust, and it's a device which is used to convert that chemical energy of fuel into heat energy, and that heat energy is doing for mechanical work. So that is the basic function of the engine. But nowadays, in modern automobile, the engine's function is not only limited to that. When we are going to use the engine in modern vehicles, it should be consisting, it should along with very highly equipped technological electronic kits, electronic devices, and this comes under the electronic control and engine management system. So we know the in the case of conventional engine, the various controls over on the engine is not possible. So that's why we are use that multi-point fuel injection system where that electronic kit is again there. So similarly, not only for providing the air fuel mixture inside the engine cylinder, we are using that the electronic system, but also the different things again in the engine where we can use the electronic control, like for the cooling, and as the more heat is generated, so we can use the cooling devices, and again one electronic sensor will be there. So that sensor will decide at what temperature we can maintain, or we can reduce the temperature inside the engine cylinder. So such kind of things are again present along with the engine. So in this particular video, we are going to understand the first the need of electronic control and the engine management system. So engine management system nowadays is very essential and very important. And right now, whatever vehicles, whatever car is available in the market, its costing is totally depend upon the how it is electronically controlled, and how that engine is electronically managed, and how the overall vehicle is having the electronic control. The near about 20 to 25% of the cost of the car is totally depend on this particular electronic control and EMS. So this point is again very important to understand, and definitely this is very interesting. So nowadays, automobiles cannot run without electronics in it. There are different level of advantages on a perspective of a driver. First and foremost is the safety. Example: airbags, anti-lock braking, etc. So next comes in the maintenance. There are onboard diagnostic systems which help to intimate owner or driver about the physical condition of the most of the past. Very important. So right now in the world of the car, the foremost is the safety. First and foremost is the safety. So the so many airbags are there, anti-locking braking system is there, etc., etc. So next come that is again the maintenance. Suppose the somewhat maintenance is required. So if you observe that particular expert of that particular car or vehicle, it will he or she will be bring one laptop and just connect to the dashboard, one pin insert in the dashboard, and he can diagnose the things. Okay, automatically he can understand where is the exact problem. Is it in the problem in the braking system? Is it in the problem in the cooling system? Wherever the problem is there, he can automatically found with the help of the laptop software, and that diagnostic will be done with the help of that only. So this is only possible because of the electronic control. So the maintenance, there are onboard diagnostic system which help to intimate owner or driver about the physical condition of the most of the parts. Yes, so many controls are there on the dashboard, and we can understand what is the temperature inside, then what is the temperature of coolant, temperature of the car, then what about the that particular life of the battery. Everything is present on the dashboard, and it will intimate the owner or driver about the physical condition of the most of the parts of the engine. So this is possible only electronic control. The additional information about the surroundings and assisting the driver, there are advanced driver assistance system in modern cars are available. Not only they will make you when you are feeling sleepy, it will also help you to control the heat ventilation inside the car. That is again very important. There are many advantages like connected cars, which is an Internet of Things, that is IoT. This is very new concept in the market, Internet of Things concept, etc. If we want to discuss everything, it will take ages. So the need of electronic control is very important nowadays. So if you see in this particular diagram, suppose there is one car, and this car is along with the so many types of sensors fitted over there. So not only the engine, then that particular driving system, then power transmission mechanism, braking system. Along with these, the different electronic control. If you see, the fuel level indicators are there, parking sensor is there, then the for the smelling, the odometer is again present, speedometer is there, tachometer is there, then tire pressure monitor sensor is there, wheel speed sensor is there, anti-theft sensor is there, radar sensor, GPS, accelerometer, oxygen sensor, water coolant temperature, oil sensor, indoor or outdoor temperature sensor, seat belt tension sensor, rain sensor, passenger occupancy sensor. Means every kind of sensors are present in today's modern car, and which will give the feeling of comfortness and the safetyness. So this is a kind of electronic control. So when we talk about again the need of this electronic control and the EMS meaning, in general the electronic systems functions to control, measure or communicate the major categories of automotive electronic system, which includes first engine or powertrain control. With the help of this electronic control, we can control the engine or powertrain control, ride or handling control, cruise control, fourth one braking or traction control, fifth one instrumentation, that is instrument panel we can control, and instrument panel is there. With the help of that, different indicators will be there. Power steering control, occupant protection, entertainment, comfort control, cellular phones. Okay, so everything is present inside one modern automobile or modern car, and that is only because of this electronic control and engine management system. So again, when automotive electronics, it can be broadly classified into the first one, engine electronics, second one, chassis electronics, then the body electronics, fourth one, infotainment electronics, then fifth one, the advanced driver assistance system, that is ADAS, safety systems electronics. So automotive electronics nowadays are classified on this particular 6 points. So in this case, again, when we talk about this particular engine management system, and that is nothing but a wide range of electronic and electrical components such as sensors, relays, actuators, and an engine control unit. So this is a combination of all these things, electronic and electrical components such as sensors, relays, actuators, and engine control unit. They work together to provide the engine management system with vital data parameters. These are essential for governing various engine functions effectively. Furthermore, the engine management system is incorporated in modern day engine technology. These include MPFI and GDI systems in petrol engines and the CRDI systems in diesel engines for improvement in the performance. The electronic engine control unit, that is nothing but called as the ECU, electronic control unit. We can say this is the brain of every electronic system, is the central controller and heart of the engine management system. It controls the fuel supply, air management, fuel injection and the ignition. Due to the scalability of its performance, the control unit is also able to control the exhaust system as well as to integrate the transmission and vehicle function. The electronic control unit manages all types of powertrain and topologies such as gasoline, diesel, then CNG, ethanol, and also hybrid and fuel cell system. So again, the engine control unit which manages all the requirements for the engine, prioritize and then implements them. Examples of the requirement include the accelerator pedal position and exhaust system requirements for the mixture composition. Torque serves as the key criteria for implementing all these requirements. The air-fuel ratio which is regulated such that the torque is provided as efficient as possible. Besides combustion relevant functions, the electronic control unit include security, safety and diagnostic functions. So the engine management also allows the active driving safety system. Since the evaluation of electronic systems in automobile has seen spectacular growth such that automotive electronics is now estimated to account for 10% to 20% of the cost of the vehicle depending on feature content. So as I told you earlier, the right now whatever automobile car in the market or few automobiles in the market, its cost 10 to 25% is depending on these particular facilities provided by the electronic controls and this engine management system. Okay, so basically the very famous companies like Bosch, Delphi and Hitachi, these are some of the leading engine management system manufacturers in the world. So I hope you understood about the need of electronic control nowadays and what's its importance and what is the meaning of this engine management system. So again, if you want to discuss about the things in this electronic control, so if you see in this particular diagram, so here we have one multi-cylinder engine, one, two, three, four cylinder engines are there, and these are the four injectors, one, two, three, four. So along with this four injector, again the four spark plug are there. This is the exhaust manifold, and here is the inlet manifold. So this is the complete engine system. But if you see in this particular diagram, so many types of sensors are fitted, means everything, every observation, whole control over the engine is only possible with the help of the different sensors. See, oil level sensor, oil pressure sensor, fuel metering valve, high pressure pump sensor, then this diesel particulate filter is present over here. This is DPF, air filter, along with the different sensors, actuators, everything is present in this particular diagram. Okay, so now in this case, whatever things are present over there, here we are going to understand. Suppose this is that particular microcontroller for engine management system, or we can say this is that electronic control unit ECU. So it takes some input signals, that is like from the different sensors which are fitted in the different locations of the engine, engine speed sensor, engine temperature sensor, throttle position, mass flow, oxygen sensor, NOx sensor, oil pressure. So many, I am just here giving some examples. So these are the sensors which are generally used for signal conditioning. Okay, means it takes the input from where it is located, and as per its work, suppose the speed sensor is there, it will sense the speed of the engine, then it will give the input to this particular microcontroller for engine management system. So again it is connected to the different types of the actuator types of things like transaction projection, then this ignition coil driver, fuel injectors, solenoid driver, second data bar driver, voltage regulator, and accordingly ECU will decide what is the requirement of the engine, and it will give the message to the actuator, and actuator will supply the things or will operate the things through that particular instrument. Like the ignition coil, actuator will again give the inputs to the ignition coil, or actuator actually actuate the thing, ignition coil, to the fuel injector. Fuel injector driver's actuator actuate the fuel injector instrument or that particular fuel injector itself. So like this, this is the kind of block diagram of engine management system. So we can say this is engine management system. So I hope you understood the things. Thank you so much for watching the session. Thanks a lot.